Or 40k rogue trader. Leaving off from our last episode, we are just headed to the astropathic station, and hopefully we get there this time and there's no more, well, generalized mishaps. Things getting in our way. We know. The astropathic station is dead ahead of the void ship. It is motionless, there is lifeless silence across its box frequencies, its lights are out, even those who have no warp sensitivity can feel the presence of death. It is here, lurking in the shadows. All of this makes reading the reports of the ship's astropaths, who claim to be hearing an incessant ghostly howl emanating from the station, all the more disturbing. Contact the station by box. The station is not responding. Perhaps there is no one left who could respond. Deploy a scouting team. The enforcers offered their prayers and proceeded to enter the uncanny station. When they saw inside was monstrous. Astropaths upon their thrones, not quite here, not quite now, smudged, as it were, across time. The servants relieving their horrible deaths again and again, only to be reborn out of the ashes and blood into more agony a moment later. The warp manifests itself here, twisting the very nature of essence. Yay. The main hall was covered in a crust of psychic ice. A green-robed, blind old man sat motionless upon a tall throne. He was quite literally embedded in the ice. Yet he was still alive and screaming. Yeah, I'm gonna send Zachary Weiss, who is our chief astropath. Now we're going in. We succeed. Choir master, that's the one choir master. Weiss boarded the station in person and proceeded to the choir's hall. He stood silently for hours in front of a man frozen in ice and held a telepathic conversation with him. Then Master Weiss offered a prayer to the God Emperor, and the unfortunate man passed away. Upon returning to the ship, Weiss reverently presented the Lord Captain with a grim trophy, the late choir master's amulet, taken from his frozen body after his death. If worn by a psyker, the wearer gains immunity to the horrors of the warp effect. Wow, that's pretty cool. Makes sense why he was still alive. The psychic shriek carrying across the immaterium has been silenced, but this has brought the crew no relief. A chilling realization came to the astropaths that they discovered that the cry was making a different sound, one even more terrifying and surreal. It was a melody of a cataclysm born from a warp storm of titanic power, so intense that the entire expanse must be able to hear it. It muffles the astropathic messages and crawls into psychic minds, evoking everywhere the same image, a dark, gaping, beastly mouth. The huge warp storm stretches across the galaxy, the result of the catastrophic rift in real space. Okay. Cleaving the universe in two. Now the mad choir master has finally stopped screaming. The song of the Imperium has reached the rogue trader's void ship too. Sorry, the Immaterium, not the Imperium. Order the station to be explored. A brief and chilly chronicle of the station's doom was found in the scribe's records. A warp disturbance of monstrous proportions wiped out half of the choir at once, turning the astropaths into living portals through which torrents of the Immaterium's energies were poured. Those who lasted longer bellowed and howled about a black rift that had split the universe into before and after, and a darkness that would devour the Astronomican's light. The psychic beacon that helps navigators triangulate a course for their void ships through the warp. Burn everything. The void torpedoes shatter the fragile station. One can only hope the unfortunate souls captured by the warp have perished along with their homes. Nothing there. Prison planet. Thunderfang. So we can go there. We're going to go to the space station. Excellent. Lord Captain reporting. The heralds of the Navis Nobilite continue to maintain box silence, perhaps due to Eurac V being off-limits to visitors. We intercepted signals from the beacons drifting in the station's orbit. Their demands are clear. We are told to turn the ship around immediately. We have also detected an accumulation of space debris near the station's dock. Presumably it is the remains of interplanetary shuttles. Perhaps the esteemed Navis Nobilite houses requires aid and therefore cannot respond to our Vox communications. Yeah, I don't want to embed that. Contact the station again. The box relays the cadent sound of the grinding gears and clicking tumblers. I am sorry, Lord Captain, the station does not reply even after the official greeting by a rogue trader and the declaration of your intent to negotiate in person. Order the crew to scan the station? Yes, Lord Captain. The box remains silent for a while, but then you hear static and the Vigdis's measured voice. Sorry. The officers from the Auger crew performed a full scan on the station, but the information is imprecise. They note wave distortions of unclear genesis that are throwing off most of the readings. Interesting. We were able to ascertain that the reactor core of the station is still active, but many compartments are unpowered and some fully depressurized. The signals of biological activities are largely present in the central module, which means the station has not been abandoned, so the question remains, why are the esteemed navigators heralds ignoring us? We will not. I'm gonna not do that without official proof. Lord Captain, only the navigators are blessed with the gift of steering ships in Immaterium. Anyone else would succumb to the same nightmarish influence it projects on the crew and the vessel. To attempt to traverse Warsate without a guide is a fool's errand. Forgive me for intruding, Lord Captain, but I feel it's my duty to remind you that the Navis Nobilite are highly respected citizens of the Imperium. Humanity's guide through the warp. The power and status of the Highborn and Navigator House is akin to that of your protectorate. To aid them in an hour of need is to acquire an influential ally. I want to go in. Order the crew to commence docking with the station. Affirmative, Lord Captain. We do not know what is happening at the station, so you will have to look for the esteemed navigators blind. Dock safely, and may the God Emperor light your path. Must come. Okay. Let's go! Eurac V! Oh, interesting.
Pathetic worm. You dare to argue with your master?
It was not you whom I swore to serve within these walls. My lips are sealed.
Confess. What was the old man's last command? What are you planning?
Give up, Keeper. You have lost this battle. Again.
We're getting nowhere with these ones, sir. Permission to execute them.
Riches, you will be consigned to oblivion for your transgressions against House Aurelion. Immortal Emperor, deliver your servants from peril. Prayers will not help you serve until the damned. In the name of House Aurelio, I command you to execute the infidels. Not a step further. Master, we have some strange guests on the station. Felix Orcelio. A tall man stops you with a gesture when you approach. Blood is trickling down the pearly scales of his weary face, and not just his own blood. Two jet-black unblinking eyes are watching your every move, and the third one, the mark of the navigator's fate, is menacingly pulsing behind the lowered lid of in the middle of his forehead. Step back, or I will unleash the horrors of the Sea of Souls, an alternate dimension of pure energy and madness existing in the mirror to real space, also known as Immaterium, the Emperor, I can't remember that one, the Aether, a Sea of Souls, or warp space. Upon you, Emperor, be my witness. Detest, brother. It was the Empress will that brought me to this abode. Keep talking. I'm gonna answer in High Gothic. I am the rogue trader Sigismund von Valencia. I am no enemy of the Navis Nobilite. Felix Orselius. This system has been under the protection of the Winterscout dynasty for many years. Admittedly, I did not expect to meet another rogue trader in my lifetime, let alone one of the noble blood. And since fate has brought such an important person into my abode, allow me to introduce myself. Before you stands Felix Christoph Augustus, keeper of this station, so you do not come to offer support to the traitors. This is great news. Having said that, you must understand that Eurac V is a holy sanctum for House Orselio, and the path to it is only revealed to a select few. It pains me to say you are not on the guest list. Navigator looks at his guards and winters. The soldiers are quivering as if their tormented flesh are being flayed, yet they keep clutching their weapons. Interesting. I'm going to ask about... Yeah, let's ask about the Inquisitor. The Lord Inquisitor's interrogator? I think I would know if such an impertinent individual decided to pay us a visit. I came in search of a navigator, so you were coming with me. Is that so? Even wounded, Felix Orselio remains composed. I do not think so. You cannot force me. You can only end my life. But that is not your heart's desire, is it? Perhaps we can help one another and reach a more beneficial agreement. Why would a keeper of the station command vile mutants condemned by the Emperor? The blame lies with Theobald Orselio, the second keeper of Eurac V. The old man was a great navigator, but he could no longer control his powers. I begged him to retire, but he was too obsessed with our mistress, Lady Cassia. His madness and stubbornness spelled doom for the entire station, for he opened his third eye in a fit of rage and unleashed the horrors of the warp on those who displeased him. The Theobald I knew would never have used his powers in such a reckless manner. This will be difficult to explain to the uninitiated, but I'm going to try. The warp currents in the system have been tumultuous for dozens of cycles and have worn the veil between our world and the immaterium thin and frail. At least here on the station, the ruinous powers of chaos, a malign and metaphysical force composed of psychic energy that exists in an alternate dimension known as the warp, trying to tear it down completely and corrupt all living things. The servants were the first to fall victim to it. Oh, their bodies morphed, and pain and despair drove the poor souls mad. The lunatics took my mistress prisoner and almost destroyed the station, but I rallied the few who could still follow the light of the Golden Throne to set things right. The Lord Navigator here is speaking the unvarnished truth. I bet this station is full of voices and whispers. I'll try to break through from the other side, waiting for you to reach out and swing the door wide open. All trying. I sincerely hope the influence of the Immaterium has not yet affected your body and your soul. With all due respect, I advise you not to remain at the station. Return to your void ship. I need to save Lady Cassia, and if you are not willing to help or indeed risk your life, you must leave now. No. What kind of help are you talking about? I still have questions concerning the situation in the station. Do not care about your mistress. I'm looking for a navigator, and you will do. What kind of help are you talking about? I would never ask for such a favor under difficult circumstances, and yet Felix takes his hands away from his ribcage, notices blood, and winces in pain. And yet Lady Cassia's well-being is above all. I haven't got many people left, and my wounds are too deep for me to act with precision and swiftness. But you may actually succeed. In order to ascend to the mistress's chamber, you will need to remake a holy relic sanctified with the blood of Lady Orselio herself. This is the control rod of the elevator's machine spirit. I have one part and the other was lost during the mutiny, but even this relic will be of no use unless the elevator mechanism is powered. How do you make the control rod? I have phylactery containing the mistress's blood. It needs to be taken to the laboratory, which is located behind one of the reliquary doors. The most ancient of sacred mechanisms will help to rebuild the rod. The tech priests ceaselessly perform the rites of appeasement so that the machine spirit would serve the house in its time of need. The fateful hour is now upon us. How am I supposed to power the elevator? The station's main commutator is situated in the guard room. Just enter the correct command sequence and the sacred mechanism will do the rest. If it's so simple, why don't you do it yourself? I never said the feat would be easy to accomplish. The path to the laboratory and the guard room is blocked by the very same madmen who took over the station. They would not negotiate and are not afraid of displeasing the Navis Nobilite or incurring the Emperor's wrath. They bow only to brute strength, something which I currently happen to lack. Why should I help you? You came to this station for a reason. House Orcelio will not be able to help you until its current crisis is resolved, but if you aid us now, I promise we will reach an agreement that will find satisfying, be it riches, influence, or the powers of our navigators. I guess that makes sense. So what have you decided, descendant of the Von Valencia line? Nah, pretty much get it. The balance and power of this part of the galaxy, I'll help you, if not for the sake of profit, but for the good of the Imperium. It would be an honor to save the Lady Navigator from her woes. Road traders' aid will cost us silly, but you should rejoice, for your mistress will be alive. I'll rescue your mistress. Sorry, I will rescue your mistress, but in return I require that House has signed a contract with the Protectorate. Let's go with it would be an honor to save the Lady Navigator from her woes. Sealed vial engraved with initial CTO. Nice. You should hurry then. We will stay here to hold the line and lick our wounds. Good luck, road trader, and may the Emperor's light be with you.
Over.
The corpses were mauled by a force far beyond any moral capacity. Their faces are twisted in pain. I like goods. We have multi-key and some random crap. Done. Cool. Guess we have to go and jump over here.
White. Bright, pure color. And it's
White,
all riddled
white,
with
white.
horrible veins that carry the poison of fear and pain throughout its body.
Yes.
Who are you? Why are you crying?
If the witch is talking about the enemies of humanity who set upon this abode of noble navigators, then our weapons will soon dispel their wicked misery.
Mumbles incoherently.
The Vizier. Would he
Most of
be
these
proud?
unfortunate souls took their own
Am
lives
I?
by slicing their guts wide open. Yum. Cool. More random shit. Pick it all up. More random shit. Pick it all up.
Is there money to be made?
Mumbles incoherently, eh? Goods. What do we got? We have a Ripper auto pistol. Compared to an LM auto pistol. Does slightly less damage. Solid projectile weapons have increased. Okay, so it over penetrates a bit more. Okay, and then we got some disc grenades, frag grenades. Shard of fused meteorite, still cold with the icy breath of the void. Interesting. Yeah. Mutated flesh then.
I always keep my options open.
The Lady Navigator's statue looks pristine and new. Intercepted conversation between security officers. Tremendous honor. Yes, but this promotion will transfer the entire squad to the child's personal guard. By the God Emperor, well, you are a strapping lad. You will probably make it for a cycle or three. It has worn down better men than me, but what even is the point of your brains turn into mush? I may rip out my eyes like Amos did. At best, I'll just go bonkers like that little shit stain that kept stealing our IO. Oh, what happened to that one? Threw himself out of a depressurized chamber because some voices told him to. Calm down, Keeper Felix said the squad will not have to serve the child for long. He even gave us a little leeway. Unlike that fish-eyed, be quiet, he might hear you. Well, you know what? Well, you know what? I'm just gonna take it off. Just go back in here and finish reading it. I need to info. Be quiet. Well, you know what I meant. He almost bust our heads because someone forgot to check the catering unit. We haven't let a single outsider in over 10 years, but Keeper Theobald keeps finding things to fret over. Imagine the shrieking if he finds out Keeper Felek didn't make us inspect the hangar after Lord Winterscale's most recent visit. Thrones forbid. Try to steer clear of the squabbles among the highborn. Some of Keeper Felek's orders make little sense, like the last time he commanded that we cut off communications with Rakad Minoris for a while. Why would he do that? It looks like he grew tired of the Winterscale Scion's visits. Well, it's always a pleasure to aid Keeper Felek. That's right. If the Highborn had grown tired of each other, let them deal with it. Hello, mutants. Protect the child! I'm waiting. What am I waiting for?
You will beg for mercy, but I will grant none.
Death to his enemies!
Cabela has a remarkable background as a death cult assassin. She can use special ability called Raining Blood when used to cause target them. Cabela's next melee attack to explode in a burst of blood covering the floor and any enemies behind the target. The affected enemies suffer additional damage. Cabela can also use a special throwable consumable item called Blood Vial to spill even more blood on the battlefield. Yeah, I didn't quite get this, but this is a good explanation. Cabela is a Blade Dancer. Blade Dancers are incredibly skilled sword fighters who can devastate enemies using two special attacks, Blade Dance and Death from Above. The Blade Dance ability allows the Blade Dancer to make several light strikes against random adjacent targets if there are only one adjacent target. All the strikes are directed against that target. If two swords are equipped, the Blade Dancer deals significantly more strikes. Death from Above allows the Blade Dancer to make several... Death from Above allows the Blade to leap swiftly to a selected cell and upon landing deal damage to all adjacent targets. This ability can be used multiple times per turn, but each use requires a charge to be spent. The Blade Dancer gets charged for killing your enemies. The main characteristics are weapon skill, agility, and strength. Weapon skill enhances their melee and defense in combat. So their melee attack and defense in close combat. Agility increases their dodge chance and makes their abilities more effective. Strength increases their damage dealt. Most Blade Dance ability can only be used with sword equipped. Some utilities, although can be the progressions cost wounds is significant. I've got one guy over here. 12 health, nothing fancy. Let's use this guy's shotgun. Yo, nothing. Knife. Shotgun. Pistol. Shotgun. So you and you need to go first. What do you got? That's pistol. Yeah. Don't care about you, don't care about you. Alright, so we need to smash you, and you. Sorry, you, and you very quickly. Okay, so I want you to focus here. Can you get up here? Okay, you'll go here. You can go. Ah, there. That's fine. There. You can't get through that. It's mutant trader. You got a shotgun too. That's fine. Mutant trader. Ugh, I'm gonna cop some. Okay. And then me, and then geez, commander trader. Wow, I rolled very poorly apparently.
Weather the storm!
Follow my lead.
I must not falter. Duty, brother!
Brace yourself, Overlord.
He's doing more damage. I actually just want to like shoot some people pretty badly. 0. It is 0 because people are in the way though.
On
Let's
it.
go.
Never stood a chance.
Yeah.
It's as good as done. I'll make it happen.
And take a...
Who if not me?
That's it.
Moving out.
Break their morale!
Onward. Follow my lead.
Rude.
Follow my lead.
Stay vigilant!
I want... Can you... No, they don't have a problem again. That's still straight.
But of course.
First again. Sorry, it has been a tiny bit since I played
On it.
Ah!
Analyze enemy.
Was that you? Or
Can I?
It will be done. I took care of this one.
Just maps, that's fine.
Indeed.
That one.
Victory is imminent.
Weather the storm.
Weapon at the ready.
Major jumper over here.
My faith strengthens
Just a
me.
minor setback.
Follow my lead.
Two shotguns.
Doubt is for the weak. Faith without deeds is worthless.
To fight like this.
Strike is a prayer.
Killed two, pretty good.
As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it. In thy light I stand, and thy light I crave.
Really?
This is why I was chosen. Doubt is for the weak.
Seriously? 60% chance, 4 misses.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
I must not falter.
trust me. Come, the other side awaits. I will leave footprints of scarlet.
I don't need to do that right now.
Moving out.
Follow my lead.
Shouldn't be able to shoot me yet. Excellent.
On it.
That does not surprise me at all.
I'll make it
Let's go
happen.
to
I will not.
no,
I'll do it.
I can't do this. I can do it with anybody else. Let's go.
It's as good as done.
An offering of blood.
Onward.
Break their morale.
What is this foreboding? What an unfortunate turn of fate. Will do. But of course,
It will be done. Reduced to dust. I will do my duty.
God Emperor, move through me! Be the fire in my heart! Death is a blessing. A dance of blades and shadows.
Okay.
I shall not fail.
Here's my perfect moment.
Let's see if we can get there.
I am your blade and shield.
Okay, we're gonna take a shotgun blast to the base.
Stay vigilant.
Good touch.
they who discern the future own the battlefield. I'm not so sure. No can do.
Gave you.
Indeed.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Let it go.
As the Emperor
Die.
commands.
Excellent. Finish. Excellent. I don't want that. slightly less damage, but it has non-penetration. I'll keep it for this minute. Navigator's flesh sample. Yummy. Read that. Sooner than later.
I always get the job done.
Statue of the famous Calixian war sculpture and chronicle Zacharias Vernon the Magnificent, the 23rd year of the millennia. Original. Yeah. The data crypt carries an encryption on its fused casing H40KO. That's probably the code we need.
Keep your wits about you.
Damn warp. If we'd been in real space, I'd have...
Idira, stop castigating yourself. Your soothsayings have always... For this old officer.
We have a Mars pattern sword. You have swords. I'm gonna take those. We'll look at those in a second. I'm gonna open this door with a tech use.
Just as I planned.
God, protect the child.
Just as he ordained.
Deep cut extends across the mutant's throat as the holy Aquila has been carved into their forehead. Traitors are often executed this way. That was really funny. Research some that's what I want to do. Use your swords. Better than the spinner blade. Discard weapon. Gains the following. Yeah, just go with that. Because I think that's only useful for death cult people. And that's lubes. Bonus to persuasion. That should be me. What's my tech use? 48 plus 3. Persuasion is 70. Don't need that. Who doesn't have gloves? Congratulations, you now have gloves. I'm gonna wait. We'll read some stuff in a minute. Oh, alright, let's go. Tech use.
Success is the only outcome I accept. That's how it's done.
Excellent. Random crab. More random crab. Ooh. Long lads. It's exactly what I've been waiting for. Random crab. You get the long lads. Let's go. Bit of Saint Drusus. Definitely giving the long lads. So you can go to cargo and keep that for a minute. What do we got here? Carapace chestplate. So slightly less armor, but no dodge penalty. Dodge penalty, slightly less armor. Dodge penalty. What do you got? It's just better. You need armor. I could lose 5 armor. Lose 10% armor, but have no dodge penalty. So I go from 23% to 39%, and then I go from 25 to 15. I think that's alright. We'll come back to reading that stuff in a minute.
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
First. rough bloody sketch. Okie dokie. Let's keep going. Let's go through. Let's go this way, I guess. Awaken the cognitive spirit. That's the elevator door, I'm assuming we have the thingy. Let's touch the door. I want to touch the door. Touch the butt. Computer secured by a sophisticated mechanical lock. There must be a way to unlock it from somewhere else. Oh, you don't say. In we go. Man, I still can't get over how that guy just got Cross protector straight in the face. That's exactly what would have happened. Alrighty, let's get ready to press this button. The cognitator's mid-screen is covered in cracks and stained with dried blood. The button switches and levers were ripped out of the control panel with exceptional cruelty and scattered around the sacred mechanism that now sparks and hisses in agony, still refusing to perish. Awaken the cogitator. You turn a few of the remaining dials and pull the activation lever. The cracked mid-screen of the sacred engine flickers. The cognitator's insides emit creaking and groaning, and the lumens oscillate at random. It takes a while, but eventually the machine spirits do grant you access to the cognitator's systems. Switch to the main chamber controls. The cogs within the sacred mechanism slowly start turning with heavy grinding and clacking. The tired machine spirit grants you access to the station's control, or at least its parts that still obey the cognitator. Open all doors on the level. Basically it did it. I don't really know. Whoa. Warning, data corrupted. Processing, error. 0100010100 is required. You push a few buttons on the control panel, but the system rebels and keeps resetting your commands. According to the data, the compartment you are trying to open is depressurized. Okay, that one. Cool. The vid screen blinks and the mechanisms in the machine's core erupt in quite long. Main elevator controls. The few manipulations with the switches make you realize the elevator to the upper chambers is blocked. Can you activate the elevators? Query. Processing query confirmed. Return to the list of available commands. Call. Step away. Accept the log request data on the station's navigators. Felix was located. Theobald, who is the current head of the family. Located upper deck, status arrived. Calamira Orseto, upper chambers, deceased. Alexis, lower levels, deceased. Rasmus Estevon, location unknown, status deceased. Examine the logs. Reading encrypted data. Request access level security captain or above. Current access level senior security officer. Breakthrough them. Let's try breakthrough. You did it. You easily bypass the restrictions imposed on the machine spirit. The cognitor overloaded processes were unhappily. Most of the encrypted data has been wiped. You find traces of the purge protocol. Recovery is impossible, but a list of the most recent commands have been embedded into the machine spirit's consciousness. Now flicks across the screen in a single creepy line. Child, delete, picked flow, disable access, annul station controls, delete active shuttle, self-destruct, purge, command log. So they self-destructed all the shuttles, keeping everyone in here. Exploring the archives for a while longer yet and striving exertly from the guard captain's report mentioned that the security system had recently been reconfigured without his knowledge. His comment reads, only the keepers of the station have access to the life support systems. But Keeper Theobald had not left the child's side, and neither had I. Could it be that? We call for help. This cannot carry out the mandate by the eager compliance of the machine. Spirit, one thing is certain, the prominent does not lie in the cognitator. Okay, well, done what we need to do. Thank you, cognitator. Let us be gone from this evil place.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Heresy has found its way into the walls of this esteemed house. It is a black day for the Navis Nobilite. Ugh, gross. Alright, everybody, I think that is going to be the end of today's episode. Thank you for watching, and join us for more where we jump straight back into Eurac V. Let me head up that elevator and see what actually is going on here. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. Join us for next time. Peace.